What's up, guys? APTV correspondent Stevie James here at Rock on the Range in Columbus, and I am joined by Frank Carter of Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. How are you today, my friend?
I'm very well.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me. Very excited to get a chance to talk to you.
Thank you for having us, man.
I actually got to see you play in a smaller club in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It was the first time I got to see you. It wasn't even that long ago, maybe a month ago or so, I think.
If that, yeah.
And really intimate setting, really awesome. You were staring the fans in the eyes. It was like the connection was really there. It was really powerful. Now on the flip side, here at a festival, it's the opposite. There's thousands of people. It's just a crowd of people. So can you compare and contrast the difference between an intimate setting like when I saw you in Cleveland to a big festival like this?
Well, the thing about us is we want to make every gig feel intimate. So if there's 1,000 people, I just got to look in a lot more eyes. You know what I mean?
You're just going to be busier.
We still take the show to the people. Like, you know, I climb into the crowd in the first couple of songs, and I make sure that they know that this is a positive thing. And although our music is aggressive and violent sounding, like, we want to have a safe environment for everybody, but also we want like everyone to have a good time. People come out here, they come because they want to be entertained. They love music. I love music, you know, like, and for me, I grew up seeing my favorite bands at festivals. So when I get the opportunity to be that band, I relish it, man. Like, I go out and I just want to embrace like every moment of that, and basically just have the best gig I can have, and that's what we did today. So.
Absolutely. Speaking of connecting to the fans and having a safe space and all that stuff, one thing that really struck me when I saw you a month back, and I know you do it every show after looking into it, you have a part of the set where you make a statement about how this is a safe space, and then you do a song where you let all the girls crowd surf, and you make it clear to all the dudes, like, this is a safe space, this is for them, let's do this. What inspired you to do that initially, and what inspires you to keep doing it?
What inspired me initially was that I would see really passionate female fans in the front row, and they would never crowd surf, they would never stage dive, and they would spend a lot of their gig getting kind of crushed by dudes crowd surfing or whatever. So I asked one of them once, I just said, how comes you could have climbed up here at any point of this gig and jumped off? Like, what happened? Are you scared or what? And she said straight up, I crowd surfed once, I was groped, it made me feel disgusting. And
which is total bullshit.
It's complete bullshit.
Yes.
And so there was this girl who's an incredibly passionate fan of ours, who has been made to feel upset and sad at a gig that should be about equality and understanding and family and community. That's what punk rock was to me when I started. The problem I've had is that I never ever had the perspective to even just ask, you know, like, I have a daughter now, she's 2.5, like, and I kind of refuse to allow her to grow up in a world where she doesn't feel safe stage diving, because I never had that to worry about. Like, I would go to gigs, I would stage dive, I would crowd surf, I would always have a good time. I think it's bullshit that in 2017 I still have to have this conversation, but what's worse is that I'm the only person having it. No one else is doing it. So the reason why we do it at every gig is because there may be someone in the audience that's seen us 10 times, and they may still not feel encouraged enough, enabled enough to go and do it. And that 10th gig might be the switch where they're like, yeah, now is my night. Like,
I'm ready.
I've seen this. Or they may have never seen us before and just be so overwhelmed by the space that we've made for them that they go and have their first date. And we see it a lot. Like, we see it every gig. There's like 10 to 20 people jump on stage and jump off, and the guys are in, the girls are in, everybody. It's a unity, and it's very safe, and everybody shows each other a level of respect that is missing at rock and roll. And you know, it brings the testosterone level down a bit, like the aggression in the pit changes, and the energy changes drastically. And that's what our band is about. Like, yeah, we have like hateful songs, our music is aggressive, but it's all coming from a place of positive change, you know? Like, we're singing about it in order to make it a better situation in our lives. Like, we don't want to perpetuate hate, we want to change it, we want to eliminate hate. And so that's why we keep doing it. And listen, I'm going to keep doing it until my daughter is old enough to stage dive. I'm going to keep doing it long after that, because like, it's kind of my crusade now. I've taken it on, and until I hear other people doing it that's what I want. I want everyone to speak about this, because like, we're the problem. Unfortunately, like, men in the audience are the problem. Like, no girls want to grab on each other because they feel the same intimidation. Men don't have to worry about being groped when they're crowd surfing, because no one wants to fucking touch us. Like, do you know what I mean? They're just like, get the hell away from me.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not fair. It wouldn't happen in any other situation. It is sexual assault, essentially. Like, it has to be stamped out at gigs immediately. Like, and the only way that happens is if we start. So.
I love it. You have my support. You have Alternative Press's support. Stand by that 1,000%. Yeah. I really respect that you take responsibility as the person on the stage. You take responsibility for what's going on in front of you and what you're creating. And I think that's beautiful and amazing.
Not just in front of us, like everywhere. Like, if we can I want to sow a seed. Like, there are a lot of bands out there today spitting a lot of like vitriolic, misogynistic, homophobic hate, and it's ridiculous that is still happening. It's insane to me that you have been given a platform and you treat it with such little respect, like bands like that do. I have a responsibility. I'm gonna do the best thing I can do with it, you know, and that's all I can do. I can only speak for me.
That's awesome. Well, I love it.
Thank you.
Don't stop for sure. So, first time in the States as Frank Cardle and the Rattlesnakes. Coming over here, what's the reception been like from the American audience, kind of compared to what it's like back home? Has it been like pretty much consistent from, you know, one country to the next, or do you get like a different vibe coming here in the States compared to maybe other places?
It's a lot tougher here in the clubs. It's a lot harder on the ground when it's a headline show. We excel when you put a bunch of people in front of me. Like, I don't know what it is, like, people just vibe off what I do, and so if you give me like a few thousand people, I'm gonna make a scene. Like, I'm gonna make sure everybody remembers me.
Yeah.
When you've got like much smaller numbers, when you're grafting and you're trying to raise it up from the ground like we are, it's harder to do that at clubs. But because people come and they might only like, we played some shows on this run. We played probably to like 5,000 people today. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Last night in Pittsburgh, we played to like 45 people. Right?
It's
a drastic difference.
Yeah.
But those 45 people, I hope they felt the same feeling that these 5,000 did.
Yep.
You know, because we put all of our drums in the crowd last night, because there was room to, you know. So we were going to bring it. The people won't come to the show. We'll bring the show to the people.
Beautiful.
And then we'll make sure that like inhibitions are dropped. You know, like, I know what it's like. Go to a gig and there's not many people there, and suddenly you feel very self-conscious. We want to eliminate that. We want to have a good time. We want everyone to come and blow off some steam and hopefully feel cathartic and feel like they leave lighter, you know? Leave it in the pit. That's where it should be left. You've got to get all that stuff out. What better place to do that than a rock and roll gig? That's what it's all about.
That's what it's for.
So it's been a grind. It's been a grind. But, you know, for magazines like you, the press talking here, more people are going to see who we are. They're going to know who we are. My old band Gallows, that's 10 years ago now we're talking about, you know?
It's
like,
crazy, time
so
flies.
It's been a long, long time. I was in AP 10 years ago, you know? So I just feel lucky that I'm still here, being able to do this, and magazines like your own, like, see that we're still a viable option. Do you know what I mean? I ain't an old man yet. Like, I still got power, I still got things to say. So we're just going to keep giving as much energy as we can, and we've got a positive message. And we're just going to keep putting it out there forever.
You know, I'll say from my personal experience, getting to check you guys out in a smaller club, there was maybe 100 people there.
Yeah.
But in watching and listening to you guys play, I would have, had I put a camera on the front of the stage where you couldn't see the crowd, you would have guessed like, oh, they're playing in front of a sold out thousands of people. You would have never known in a million years. So I like that you're backing up what you're saying. You know what I mean?
I try my hardest.
Actions speak louder than words and all that.
Yeah, it's tough, but it's what we're made for. Like, we're a grafting band, you know. Like, we work, we work. So
that's awesome. So moving forward, what can fans of your music look forward to for the rest of 2017 and onward? What are you scheming? What's going on? What can you tell us?
We got a lot of touring. A lot of touring is happening. We just got an amazing. I mean, we got a whole summer of festivals in the UK and Europe. We've got an incredible tour with Papa Roach in September and October in Europe at home. December we're playing our biggest show to date. We're playing Brixton Academy in the UK. So like for us, it's like we've been here for 5 weeks. We've been doing as much as we can. We're going to go home and keep focusing on the UK, and we're just going to keep playing shows and spreading the word, and hopefully we're going to keep winning people over. And then at the end of this year, we're going to start working on our next record. That's I think the plan. So,
beautiful. Those were all the right answers.
Yeah. I mean, the key, honestly, the key is trying to figure out when we can come back here, because even after today, every festival we've played, we've had a massive response. Like, it's been overwhelming. So we just got to find a way to get back soon, because listen, your country is massive. Like, one state here is the size of my whole country.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I can tour my country for 2 weeks. So that makes me think like, okay, how the hell do we get around this whole thing? So we're just going to keep coming back.
You can tour this country for months, and then you can sneak into Canada, and it keeps going.
Yeah. And then you get into Canada, and you're like, oh my God, this is insane. Like,
yeah.
It's awesome. We're going to be back as much as we can, play as much as we can.
Well, that's awesome, man. I got a good feeling about it. I think you're too professional. The music speaks for itself. You got a message. I'm fired up, man. I can't wait to look back on this in 5 years and be like, knew it.
Me too.
Knew it.
Me too.
Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with us, Frank.
Yeah.
Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. I'm Stevie James for APTV. Thanks for watching.